Welcome to Project Woman with myself, Abby Adams. 900,000 women. That's a lot of women, right? That's a lot of humans, to be fair. But 900,000 women left their jobs in the corporate world in 2019 in the UK when going through the menopause because they felt that they was failing and it was too much hard work. Now, there are two pathways from this experience, this story. And the first one is obviously the menopausal women that this impacted. When we look at the lack of value, support, and understanding from society at large that evoked this movement of so many women out of their work. Many of them being there for years and cultivating an amazing energy, knowledge, wisdom, progression, evolution, becoming a big cog in the wheel of that industry of whichever they was working in. And then all of a sudden, gone. Almost like magic, really. But it doesn't feel like magic, does it, when you're going through that? When we look at the way that society has supported women, we can see, again, it comes back to that value and the lack of it when it comes to regarding women, females. As a woman, if you're watching this, as a female, as you're watching this, as a man, as you're watching this, how do you value your woman, a woman? How do you feel as a woman, as a female? Because this comes into your perspective, which comes from your education and what you believe to be true. So when we look at these menopausal women that left work, when we look back at the lineage from where we come from, all women, we've had to work 10 times harder than any man to be seen or heard and yet still get paid slightly less. I say slightly, in some cases, a lot less. Our value. We've always been educated that we are less than. And when we look at the classical archetype of being emotional, being too much, we see why we haven't been speaking out so much. And that pushing and that being and that fighting and that doing to be acknowledged. No wonder these women are coming into menopause absolutely burnt out. Because now we start to understand the physiology of a woman, don't we? Now we understand that when we go through this time of menopause, it's our adrenal glands that start producing the hormones that our ovaries used to. But if you are chronically stressed, there's no space for those adrenals to do anything but produce more cortisol to get you out of that stressful situation. There's no room to produce these hormones that we need to make this transition smoother, easier, and to get us in the place that we need to be. We're fighting menopause. Why? It's a natural evolution of life. Okay, I've not got there yet. I'm in my 40s and I'm heading in that direction. And I want to know as much as I can. I want to instigate and initiate as many great tools as I can, which are all about reducing that stress. Reducing the stress as much as you can so that this phase of life isn't so debilitating. And it comes to stopping the fight with ourselves, because it's not us that we need to be fighting. It's not our bodies that we need to be fighting. It is the lifestyle that we were promised that would make our life a great big glitter ball dance and wild time. Support, understanding, and we are now seeing this conversation, but we are only seeing a very small part of the conversation which revolves around HRT. This can be an amazing tool for some women, for others not so much. In fact, it can exacerbate issues even further for some women. But what are the choices? And this is what's so important for women to understand. What does your body need? Is it HRT? Is it another approach? So that we stop this loss of wisdom from the workplace. And it's this wisdom in the workplace that is so important to the next generation. And it brings me on to the next path from this current experience. And that is the younger generation. The younger women that are coming up through the ranks. Who are they learning from? Because if all of these women are not there, we have but men. And that's great. We need to learn from both though, because this is where we start to see this heavy-sided approach, where what we speak of the masculine, the patriarchal, the do. The younger generation need to hear the stories that women are so great at telling, men as well. I'm not cutting out men. But the stories about health, about periods, about bleeding, about raising children. We are losing these stories. We do not sit around the fire with our families anymore. We do not have that environment, but we could have it at work. We could have this environment at work with these women remaining in their roles and mentoring these younger women that come up through the ranks and the young men. Zach Bush spoke about the evolution of life and where we currently are, and our past history has seen this bird flying with one wing, which is the masculine wing, which is seeing this bird fly round and round in circles. Repeat. But now is the time for the other wing to open. And when that wing does open, this bird will head straight in the direction of where it needs to go, creating more balance for the world. I think that's so beautiful and describes exactly my point. Balance. We need to support these wise, wonderful women that are going through this point of life to feel valued, to give them the space they need to go through menopause, not to fight it, not to feel restricted, not to feel that they can't, and for them to be able to share their experiences. This is so important. We're talking about the layers of life being passed down. And what a wonderful opportunity that is to revitalize the workplace, to infuse it with so much wisdom and knowledge from men and women, to elevate and update our communication with each other. This is the evolution of women, and it is something that I'm very excited to see. If you've got any comments, please do feel free to get in contact with me. My email is abby@abbyadams.co.uk, or if you would like to step into the world of Project Woman, you will find the Project Woman community membership link below. But let's get talking. Let's get moving in the right direction. Thank you.